Matthew asks, what are my thoughts on the Channel Super Fun house video? Matthew says, best Channel Super Fun video ever. IMO, better than Nerd Sports. I have not watched it. So Dennis and Ethan asked me if I could not watch it so that I could do a reaction video. And so we haven't had a chance. This week's been super busy gearing up for my trip. I haven't traveled in a while, so all the kind of the workflows are a little rusty. Okay, it's been a couple of years actually. And we just haven't gotten it together. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch it, and you guys will get to hear all of my thoughts as I go through it.
I will say I was straight up stunned that it took so long
for me to find them.
Yeah, which
I was like, I
had to put myself in your shoes a few times because I'd be like, oh, that was the mistake. He's got them, and then you wouldn't get them. But I had to kind of think like, okay, you've got kids in the house. You're probably used to these like random noises all the time. Like, yeah, like
stuff moves around in my house. My wallet was missing for 3 months because my daughter put it in her school backpack. So at the end of the school year, it was just in there. I had no reason to open that. We didn't find it till September.
Oh my goodness.
And I was sure that it hadn't left the house because I hadn't left the house. So I was like, well, it's here somewhere. Like, unless it was stolen by the insulation guys that are working on the insulation in the roof, which I don't think it was. They seem like good blokes. Then it's in here somewhere. So I didn't replace any of my cards, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had it. It was just a matter of where.
Yeah.
I'd searched the house high and low so many times. I was driving around with no license for like almost 3 months.
My. Well, that's not good.
I mean, I have a license. I just...
The AirTag thing
wasn't on me.
I thought was pretty interesting too.
So I've read some of the comments on it, so I do know some stuff. I legitimately blanked. It looked like an AirTag to me, but it didn't compute. Have you ever seen someone that you know well, but in a context where you wouldn't as easily recognize them and it taken a while?
Yeah.
So I tend
because
to
your brain's like, that can't be.
I tend to be a very associative. I tend to have a very associative memory. So if I had seen that thing on Jonathan Horst's desk, I'd have gone,
okay, yeah, boom.
Oh,
Mac
you're working
guy.
on an AirTag video.
Yeah.
I don't own an Air. I've seen AirTags twice. Once, Dbrand sent them as like a sponsor spot, and I looked at it. And one other time when I looked at Apple's event. That's it. I don't use them. I don't own any. So when I pulled that thing out of my pocket, I was like, oh, this looks like an AirTag, but there's no reason that an AirTag should be in my pocket. I'll put this down and I'll figure it out later. I'll deal with it later. And because it had the Dbrand sticker on it, none of the Apple branding was visible. So I thought conceivably it could be some weird little thing that my daughters have that has like a picture of, it's like a little like toy or like a tiddlywink. Like I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh yeah, there's like this thing in my pocket. I'll deal with this later. So I hucked it on my nightstand because I was like, there's no reason for this to be in my pocket. If I had thought, even if I thought this is
what do
an
you
AirTag,
think from that? Yeah,
I honestly wouldn't have thought anything of it. I'd have thought, oh, this made its way.
You must
home
have
from...
like seen it somewhere weird and picked it up to
maybe
deal with
one
it
of the
later.
camera guys put one in one of the camera bags so that we wouldn't lose our camera bag for some reason, and then left it in there, and it fell out when they were at the house. People come in and out of my house all the time with tech crap. Maybe it fell out, and maybe one of my kids was playing with it, and it ended up in my pants. That is a perfectly conceivable way that an AirTag could have gone from Jonathan Horst's desk to my pants pocket entirely innocently. And I just I got my weekend brain on. Like,
yeah.
There's people that on account of that, and I think some other things, are sure that it is staged. And I'm like,
I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah. Not only did I know that it wasn't because I was actually supposed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you even knew that part.
No, they told me that. They told me that. Yeah.
They didn't make it that far. I'm not surprised. Guys could have done a better job. They were trying to make it interesting, which is I mean, the job.
I get
So,
it.
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
it worked. It's the first Banger Channel Super Fun that we've had in a very long
It's
time.
a fun watch.
And
It's a fun. They did a fantastic job.
Like I'm looking at the analytics, and it's gone from kind of like leveling off
Whoa.
to swamp algorithm do like.
yeah.
So it's
Nice.
going now. Great job, Ethan and Dennis. I did see one comment that they were surprised at my reaction to finding people in my house. Like honestly, what I was thinking when I walked up to them and I was like, did I ruin the video? Was this was the wrong move. Because I knew it was Dennis 100% because he was smiling
Oh,
the way that he does.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, the A move now would have been to pretend I didn't
Pretend
see
you
them.
didn't notice him. Yeah.
And like then start messing with them.
Oh,
Flip the script. That would have been the A move.
Oh my goodness, that actually
sneak-
could have been so funny.
Figure out what they're doing because I have access to the security cameras. I could have easily tracked their movements, so I could have figured out what they're doing, and I could have started messing with their stuff, which would have been amazing.
Put like the body pillow
Like
in
man,
the
the
bed.
kind of stuff I could have done. Like I could have put a bunch of those Anchor speakers that we did the 100 speaker
Oh my goodness.
thing. I could have put a bunch of them like stashed kind of around the bed and then just like triggered them in the middle of the night and stuff. Like, man, there was so much potential and I totally wasted it. But
I don't know how else you react to that though.
That's
because
okay.
like when you spotted him at first, it was such a genuine like, what? So how do you not do that? You know, like that's yeah.
oh man,
Oh well.
if Ethan had hid better, I might not have like caught them. But Ethan was just like standing there.
Yeah, that was
And as soon as I saw Ethan, I was like, channel super fun. Dennis, it could have been anything. If Dennis had just played it cool and been like, oh yeah, did Yvonne not tell you we're going running today? I'd have been like, oh, yeah, no, she didn't tell me. Why were you in the backyard? Okay, whatever. You know what? Forget it. It's just Dennis things. Like if Ethan had hidden and Dennis had like played it cool,
yeah.
they could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And Dennis could have done whatever it is that, arts and crafts night with Yvonne or whatever. Like they see each other outside of work. They could have done whatever. Dennis could have left, could have snuck back into the house, and I would have been none the wiser. 100%. One thing that this has definitely brought to light for me is that my wife could absolutely be having an affair. Like my observation level,
Little low.
clearly extremely low. So, if anyone was thinking, man, I'd love to make a move on that, but, Linus would, use his YouTuber influence to make my life miserable or whatever. Clearly, I'd never notice. What else we got for merch messages here?